Well, the embargo has been lifted, and we are now seeing our first reviews for Captain America Brave New World. And I don't think it's what Disney had anticipated. Well, maybe for some of us that already knew by looking at what they are doing, the reshoots and everything else, that this movie was just going to be a mess. But I'm a little shocked at some of the people who I expected to give this a positive review actually didn't. And before I get into that, if you could do me a huge favor and please hit the subscribe button. It's a free thing that you could do that helps out the channel. All right, let's get into it. Now, I'm just reading these from Twitter. When these people get early access, the first thing that they do when they're allowed to is they do the hashtag, and a lot of them use a gift, and then they tell their initial thoughts. So I'm just reading them. This is not Jay. I have not seen the film. Sean says Captain America both met and exceeded my low expectations. You can feel the reshoots throughout the film, and the main villain was a big miss. But this is the most cohesive in the MCU has felt since 2019. Sam has a good chemistry with his partners, and it can deliver the feels. Kind of like, let me tell you the negative stuff, but then I'll try to save face and throw in a little positive so I'm balanced here. Now, this one is a shocker for me because I feel if you lose Matt Ramos, you've lost your biggest cheerleader. He says, I hate to say this, but Captain America was a big disappointment. Felt very empty and lacks the heart of a Captain America movie. The action is edited to death with thousands of cuts, and I hate that in a film where they just don't show the action, where it's just constantly back and forth, cut this here and there for every punch thrown, every time someone falls down and stuff. Oh, it gets annoying quick. The dialogue is very cheesy. Weird-looking green screens. Undercooked villains. Don't expect a lot of Red Hulk either. That was the rumor that was out before, that Red Hulk is only in this film for 5 minutes, even though they market it as a big fight. So maybe those reports were true. 5 minutes of the Red Hulk, that's crazy. This felt like it was supposed to be a Hulk movie that just shoehorned Sam as the lead. Ouch! Captain America Brave New World seems to only exist to wrap up loose ends to the Incredible Hulk and Eternals. And in doing so, the plot is about as convoluted and dull as that all sounds. Wow. This should have been called Captain America Loose Ends. Every time I make videos like this, there's always people in the comment section that's like, you never put any of the positive ones in there, which is not true. I mean, here's a positive one for you. That's a huge stretch. This is from Wong Updates. Captain America is a cinematic gem. It's an insane, thrilling ride from start to finish. It's a mix of Winter Soldier and The Dark Knight. I'm like, this has to be a troll. There is no way you can compare this film to The Winter Soldier and The Dark Knight. So I'm going to go on record and say this person just probably is trolling to get engagement. Because there's no way. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm Wong. I don't know. And here you go, Grace Randolph. I've seen Captain America, a true Captain America movie. An excellent political thriller for adults, but also families. And a few surprises. Get all the right hashtags in there. Ben says Captain America is a lot of things. Some good, some okay. Just say bad. It's exciting. Offers a worthwhile message in a divisive time. There you go. Could that mean the message? Are we going to get preached at if we see this film? You know, is that what we're going for? It has the message. Is a return to form for the mainline MCU after a string of disappointments, and is one of the first to progress the MCU story itself post-Endgame. I do find it funny that some of these reviews are people that want to say something negative, but they don't want to lose that juicy access to all the parties and premieres, so that they mix it in with some good stuff. You know, like take Chris here. Captain America is an enjoyable watch. with decent action sequences and some standout moments. However, it didn't quite hit the emotional or narrative highs I was hoping for. But, I loved Mackie as Cap, and I appreciated the more serious tone, but it did feel slightly empty. Empty is definitely not a word Disney wants to see. They don't want to see empty theaters. They don't want people leaving feeling empty. They need return viewers to make this movie successful. There's a crazy budget number that's floating around. It started with 180, then they did 200, then it's like 350, then the reshoots. They didn't add the reshoot budget. They didn't add it's crazy. This movie has to make money. And using words like feeling empty, that's not a good sign. We'll just do a couple more. Captain America is definitely not the best Marvel Studios has to offer. It's somewhere between Thor: The Dark World and Captain America: Civil War minus all the other heroes. I don't know what that means. Thor: The Dark World wasn't the best. That's kind of a stretch. I didn't mind Civil War. I actually enjoyed it. But he says without all the other heroes. 2.5 out of 5. Also the most boring Marvel post-credit ever. Thumbs down. There's that. And here's my man, Verbal Riot. He says, I bought Anthony Mackie as a superhero, not as Captain America. Man, he was an excellent Falcon, in my opinion. An excellent Falcon. Now, if you want to see all the reviews, you could just go on your social media and just look up the hashtag Captain America Brave New World. You could read for yourself. You don't have to take my word for it, but this isn't looking good. And you know what else I didn't see was anyone talking about Harrison Ford's performance. Maybe I missed it, but normally people would say, oh, Harrison Ford stood out, did an excellent performance. Mackie did an excellent performance. It was just a few things of people saying, Mackie did great. That's it. Nothing shocking or thrilling. The only thing that I got consistent was that the tone was different than other Marvel films. This movie releases Thursday, February 13th for many. And then, of course, this weekend, February 14th. Take your Valentine, right? Take your Valentine. What do you guys think? Do you think this is going to bomb? Do you think it's just going to break even? Do you think a lot of people are just not going to take critics, reviews and just go see it themselves? Are you planning on seeing it? Let me know in the comments section below. I'm curious. If I get a chance to see it, I will have my review up. But we'll see. It's not looking good. I think Disney was hoping for a ton of more positive reviews, especially from those that love everything that Disney puts out. This is Jay. We'll catch you next time.